if you're a Capricorn born December 22nd to January 19th, what can you expect for the month of March 2016? Let's tune in and find out. So Capricorns, I really feel like your destiny is in your own hands. Like if there's bloodshed, it's because you shed your own blood. I feel like, any pain or suffering you may go through this month has to do with your choices or the way that you react or the way that you respond. So that's a really good thing because we can adjust that, right? That means you have control over your own happiness. And I know in theory, we all are supposed to have control over our own happiness, but in this month of March, we have some eclipses, and those eclipses for some people well, eclipses always are the unseen, right? Or you don't see it coming. It's like, wow, you lose your job and you didn't even know it. And you guys went through a series of eclipses 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, whatever. You've been done with it. So you've been through the worst of it. And now there's a series of eclipses that we're doing this month, which is the solar eclipse in the new moon in Pisces on March 8th and March 9th. It's depending on where you live. If you're in New York and LA, it's March 8th. If you're in London or Sydney, Australia, or Delhi, it's March 9th, right? And then there's a lunar eclipse in with the full moon on March 23rd in the sign of Libra. And those eclipses are Libra and Aries, and the Pisces and Virgo families are affected with the other eclipse. So you guys have already done your eclipses. These eclipses really affect you if you've got a moon, or you've got, if there's somehow in your natal chart or rising sign in these signs. But otherwise, you guys are coasting. And so I'm seeing, a lot of people that you may know who are a Libra or a Virgo or a Pisces or Aries, that if you're in, if you know somebody like that, they could have these unexpected events and you might need to be there to help catch them. But I feel like for you guys, you're like, what's the big deal? I feel like you're like, you've done your penance, and these eclipses aren't going to affect you personally as much as they may affect somebody that you love, right? And eclipses actually are a really good thing. As you've learned, your life is much better than it was 2 years ago. At least I would hope that you're able to see that you've been able to propel whatever the universe has, propelled you into, that you've been able to then manifest it into something really amazing. So all of you guys should be really reaping the benefits of everything that's happened to you. So let's look right now for the month of March. Let's get into the relationships and romantic relationships specifically. For those of you in a romantic partnership, what you can expect for the month of March. Well, there's a support here. I see you really championing and supporting your relationship and really loving that partner. There may be something, however, that you want to be there for that person and that drags you away. Like you want to be doing something else, and life or business or work keeps you from being able to support that person. So there's some things that your own responsibilities or your own work, career, life has you not be as much with your partner as you want to be with your partner. So that's very sweet, very endearing. And so I see the relationship is solid ground and feels good, and it feels like there's a strong connection between the two of you, and maybe even a chance to get away and have some fun together also. So now let's look at those of you who are in a single relationship looking for love. I feel like you guys, it's almost a little bit like you've been snake bit. Like you feel a little bit like you have been attracting the wrong sort of people in your life, and you feel a little bit like, I'm not really anticipating love. I'm not really expecting love because so far I've been with losers, or I've been with fearful people, or people who can't commit, or whatever the conversation is. I feel like this month is really about you healing your wounds and letting go of kind of those chips on your shoulders that say, I'm tough. You people out there have made me tough because you've screwed me over. You haven't been nice to me. You haven't been kind to me. So there's this chip on your shoulder. So Capricorns, if I'm speaking to you, if that's you, you want to know that this month you'll have an opportunity to heal those chips on your shoulders so you can let go. So you don't have to be that person. So that you can really connect with somebody at a heart level, really have fun, and really just love life and enjoy life. Now, some of you are saying, yeah, that's me. But you're still attracting the loser, or you're still attracting the person who can't commit. Then it lets you know that you've got some work yet to be done, okay? So you really want to look at that. You may not be aware that you have a chip on your shoulder. And here's the thing about the wonderful things with the eclipses is that they show us what we don't see about ourselves. So it may be that somebody calls you out and says, you know what? You're the one who's afraid, not me. You're the one who's been, and so you may discover that really you're the one who's been afraid of a relationship, or you're the one who's not been trustworthy, or you're the one who's been flippant and not been there for the person. So it'll be interesting to see what you discover about yourself this month. And whatever it does, you know, whatever somebody says to you, you know, you don't have to acknowledge it in the moment, but you want to take it in. You want to step back and you want to go, why were they saying that to me? There's got to be a grain of truth that the universe wants me to hear this or see this month. Okay, so whatever transpires this month, I want you to sit back with it and look at it a little bit and ask the question, why is this happening for me? Why am I seeing this? Why is it being shown to me? Even if I don't believe it to be true, why is it what's happening? Like, why is it here in my story? Right? Because if you approach it that way out of curiosity, you can actually see where the wound is, do something about it, heal, and then create a life that you want, a relationship that you want, if you want it, right? If you don't, then just, it's okay, just life as usual. All right, let's look at your career and money, Capricorns, what you can expect for the month. Yeah, I'm laughing because, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk, the story, and there's the giant, right, who runs after Jack at the top of the mountain, who's got the goose. Maybe I'm confusing stories, but they're showing me the giant and they're showing me money. So it must be, I will take this to mean giant money then, okay? Coming in and dropping it right at you. So giant money. Now, to me, giant money, it isn't a little bit of money, it's a lot of money. So whatever giant means to you, whether that means giant to you is $20,000 or $30,000, or giant is $2,000 or $3,000, or $200,000 or $300,000, or $2 or $3 million, you know, it really just depends on your life experience as to what giant money means to you. I see giant money coming in and dropping it, and the giant leaving, and the money's there for you. So very nice, Capricorns. So there is giant money coming in. It could be from, okay, it could, I'm going to say it because that's what I'm seeing. Some of you, it could be lottery winnings. Some of you could be inheritance. Some of you could be from a disgruntled lawsuit and you actually win. Some of it could be a class action lawsuit that you've won. Some of it could be unexpected, like coming from your employer, back pay. Some of you it could be from somebody from back child support, and all of a sudden it could be something that your parents decide to all of a sudden gift you money, that they're doing some estate planning and they want to unexpectedly give you money. So this is not expected, okay, Capricorn? This is not like, oh yeah, I'm closing the house and that means the house is going to close. This is not that kind of money. This is money that is unexpected, and it's big. So nice. Okay. All right. So anything about their career? Yeah, some of you've got kind of like a strong wind blowing in your career to kind of blow you off base, or to kind of, you know, you have to fight a little harder to keep your focus on your career. Really push through that, really do that, because if you do, you're going to see that it's worth fighting for. I know some of you feel a little bit like, especially with this big money coming in, like, I can do what I want to do. I don't have to worry about a thing. Don't do that. You know, you want to stick with the career you're in unless there's some big, ginormous shift that happens. but I'm seeing this little wind of, and I'm calling it a wind of distraction because it doesn't feel like it's supporting you. It feels like it's turning you away from what's really important and where your real bread and butter are coming. So don't get distracted with something that's part-time. It's fine to do something part-time. Just don't let that part-time interfere with your full-time job, okay? Because they're showing me that could be bad for you, financially bad for you too. Because it would, like, heads roll, like people get upset. So you just want to be aware of that. Okay, so let's see something about your health, Capricorns. So some of you are going to find a map to your own health, your own well-being, knowing what works. Some of you have been having headaches or back pain, and you're going to see what's been causing it. You're going to be able to get rid of the emotional pain and the drama and the insecurity and the fear around some of it. So you'll be able to find the right remedies emotionally that help you, and physically what's going to physically make you stronger, feel better, and feel more flexible in life, and really feel good. Okay, let's see if there's anything unexpected for you in the month of March. Well, clearly we got big money unexpected for you. And this could also be a carryover the end of March. Like this could be something for those of you, you may have heard about this, as early as February 25th, moving up into this month, and as late as, I want to say in the month of April. So if it doesn't happen this month, it can be a carryover because we have these eclipses that happen March 8th and March 23rd. And they say that look for, 30 days longer. So March 23rd would be April 23rd, and then 5 days on either side of it. So that big money could show up as late as the end of April. And for some of you, that could just mean a tax refund, right? That you get a big tax refund that you weren't expecting. You were expecting something small, but not something big, right? So it could be something like that. Okay. All right, guys, let's help you focus on really receiving this month, really receiving all the good things that are coming in. Lots of enjoyment in your relationships and your career and money and health. I really feel like you have like a really nice buoyant month. It feels really upbeat. It feels fun. It feels free. Your career might be a little intense, or you have to push a little bit more in your career to kind of stay on track because of all the things that you have going on. And I also want to make mention that around these eclipses on March 8th and on March 23rd, you generally don't want to overbook yourself on those days, the 8th and 9th and the 23rd, because eclipses have intense energy, and you might be pulled into somebody else's drama or somebody else's life to help them cope with something that they've got going on. So just be aware to keep your schedules a little bit lighter around that time. All right, Caps, I love you and thank you, and I appreciate you watching and viewing my intuitive astrology. And if you like it, please click like. Feel free to comment below and share it with your friends. And I'll talk to you again next month.